Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending where you are. I want to say welcome to SKTV. My name is Sekou Kene. First of all, before we start this conversation, we want to let you know that we did not come on the show yesterday because we have there is a death in our community today. Yesterday, so we had to bury the body yesterday. And one of our colleagues here, one of our brother Ansu James Fofana, lost his wife. Uh, the death actually happened day before yesterday, so the burial was yesterday. Both Steve and I and other community members, we were preoccupied with that burial yesterday, so we did not do a show. So we try to come on today to somehow cover some of the things that happened yesterday we missed between yesterday and today. But it's very, very important that we come on today. We're having a show tomorrow. However, we deem it necessary to come on today to discuss most of the pressing issues as it relate to the political atmospheres in Liberia. It's getting very, very interesting. And it is incumbent upon us to keep our people informed, to keep you aware of what is going on. So we want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show. This is going to be very, very informative. And it's important that we come on. It's very, very important. We have a lot to share with you. Some you are already aware, some you may not be aware. But the bottom line is, we are going to come on. We're going to discuss, we're going to analyze the current event, especially emanating from President, what's his name? Senator Prince Johnson, the senior senator of Nima County. We have some audio, some video. Some audio that we have, we may not play them today, but some of the video that some of you have had. Some of you already listened to some of the video, but some of the audio that we're talking about here, you may not have seen it, never heard anywhere. Some of the audio, we reserve them until the announcement of Jeremiah Kung being the running mate for Boakai until it becomes official. But it's clear now that Jeremiah Kung is going to be the running mate for former Vice President Joseph Nima Boakai. We have a lot going on. But let me take this time to greet some of you. For those of you, at least those of you who have said, something on the page. My young brother, energetic brother, Saros. I'm talking about Saros Mane, not Brazilian monk. Saros Mane, welcome. My own sister, Binta Ability, welcome. Abdullahi Aliu Sise, welcome. Nukwe George, welcome. Galape Piwi, welcome. My own sister, Orita, welcome. And Tapla, the last name escaped me. Tapla Poop. I'm sorry if I mutilate your name. Tapla, welcome. Mohammed Jakene, welcome. Who is that? Alfonso, welcome. My own colleague, Johnson Mebonkola, welcome. Melvin Dishi, welcome. Rusty Zain, welcome. Jamana Team, Mamadi Sako, welcome. Idi Mubarak, my brother. And my own sister here, Nancy, is here. Today's show, trust me, is going to be crazy. I know some people will insult us again today. Some people will, be happy, but we're going to speak truth to power, regardless of how you feel about us. Fumba Vidi Toure, welcome. Jerry, welcome. Amy Williams, welcome. Yata, welcome. Davis, welcome. Yeah, Nancy Ruth Anderson, welcome. Everybody, trust me, today's show is going to be very, very interesting. So I want you to share the show. I want you to share the show. While we're sharing the show, we have some video clip here. Some of the statements made by Prince Johnson. We're going to elaborate on these statements. We're going to analyze them. We're going to give you a lot of information. And also discuss what to expect moving forward. Liberia is at the crossroad right now. And only us, when I say us Liberians, only us can fix Liberia. But if we all sit by supinely and do nothing, we will see our country going down the drain right before our eyes. So it's very, very important. Nothing. Doing nothing is not an option. Very, very serious. Doing nothing is not an option. So go ahead and share the show while we play this video. Just listen very, very keenly. From the beginning of this video, some people can call and ask Senator Prince Johnson to ask his major competitor in Nima County in his senatorial bid to lay down his ambition to get out. Prince Johnson, in response, can tell the people that JNB, who is referred to in there as Rescue One, that both JNB and Jeremiah Kun have his competitor to let go. So it's like Senator Prince Johnson is actually killing two birds with one stone, trying to use JNB, get his boy, his handpicked leader to be the vice president and potential president for Liberia. At the same time, using JNB also to talk to the person who is running against him in Nima County to also relinquish their ambition, to let go their ambition so that Prince Johnson can run freely. So it's not just easy. It's not easy. So it's important that you share the show. While we listen to Prince Johnson share the show, perhaps some of the audio we have, we may play, but we may not play some of it, depending on how many people come on the show. Because the thing is, we don't let to waste some information because we don't have to repeat ourselves again over and over. But it's important you share it. So let's do this. Let's play this and listen to Prince Johnson.
I should speak with
you are born.
Your opponent to back off. You know, Yatoyan is my son. I've been calling him before. He refused to pick up my call. But I think about 2 weeks plus now, I received a call, and it was Yatoyan who called me. And I was surprised. And he said to me, Senator, I call you to let you know that we want to support you. I think similarly, Honorable Kun and the Rescue One have spoken with him to lay down his ambition for another day when Kun goes up.
Okay.
So I'm surprised when I came, I began to hear he was all over buried there. distributing motorcycles, creating awareness. He will beat me, he will defeat me. And I say, the future is in God's hands. Uh, I walk by faith, not by sight. I know he cannot defeat me, but I'm glad that he is my competitor.
Okay.
So he's welcome to the Democratic field. Another guy said, why is it that they are all members of the NDR and I made decision of this sort with all their concern? We have not merged with any party. We're not going to merge. We are going to form alliance. There are many parties that will be in that great alliance. So the first thing is, Rescue 1 must come up with is Rescue 2, who will work with him for the future of this country. Rescue 1 wants to grow up a youth that he can train up to lead this nation in the future after him. So when that is done on Friday, the parties within the alliance will sit down and come up with the different positions, uh, legislative position, those to be senator, those to be represented. Where do we feel candidate? Where do the other parties, feel candidate? This is an arrangement that the committee have been set from the other parties to work things out.
Okay.
So because Rescue 1 is going to need Rescue 2, that's not the end. It's the beginning of what will come to pass.
Okay.
Now, I think that is it. Other people just tell me and give support. We thank you for your support. We bless you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And pray for us as we pray for you also. But you come on, like I was telling you earlier, there are reasons, 2017 October, we signed collaboration with CDC and we brought them to Ganta, to Nimba, who went everywhere campaigning for them after we left Nigeria. And that collaboration ended October 2022. So the question was, can we?
So before we proceed, let me just educate some of the people here. Now, like I said last time, I do not like to block people just abruptly ignore some of the comments. Some people speak based on ignorance. So you have to help educate them. This person named Abdullah Tatito Aliyu Sise, whatever your name is, maybe you did not understand what I said first. I said we have audios, we have videos. Audios, we may play, we may not play some of it today. And I was very clear that some of the video you might have seen or you might not have seen it. The video was not recorded secretly, but the audio, yes, the audio is secretly recorded. But if you don't understand, ask question. Some of you, because of your support for somebody, you are losing your mind, you are losing your sense of reasoning, you are losing your sense of understanding. And most of you have some comprehensive problem. You're not going to be a distraction here today. All we do, we educate you and move forward. Okay? Keep listening to Prince Johnson. At the end of the day, we will analyze what we listen to. And we will ask, we'll also go deep, we'll also dig deeper as to whether or not Joseph Nima Boakai's decision making, Joseph Nima Boakai's thinking of Liberia, Joseph Nima Boakai styles of leadership, Joseph Nima Boakai way of doing things is that Liberia needs right now. That is what requires the kind of leadership we want right now. Is that what required for Liberia? So listen and listen carefully. We say we have audio, we have videos, we have other information to share. Some we can share right now, some we will not share until after the 28th. But we decide what to share right now. So listen and follow. After that, together we all can analyze whatever you listen to and then take it from there. Okay? So if you listen, you will learn a lot.
Sign another collaboration. And I said, no, within the first collaboration, we have been very observant. We have been monitoring the regime, the governance, the produce, and you are now being satisfactory.
Okay.
So we cannot agree. First thing, you are the president. We made you to be. NIMBA is the second largest. NIMBA is the electoral college in the United States. If NIMBA is not with you, you cannot win any vote. You cannot win. And so we gave you the highest vote, you became president, only to punish us by taking our methodist money. Only to punish us by giving up post office when nobody puts in letter. A lot of other things. Then we begin to observe strange things. The death of the auditors, mysterious deaths, which the Americans have alluded to that it was extrajudicial killings by this government and its agents. Then we begin to see drugs importation to destroy our children, the future of our children. First they say, oh, after doing the war, the children smoke. After the war, they are zogos. Are you bringing in 140 million high substance drugs to damage them? And then the American, that's the closer ally, the most superpower in the world, has indicted this government and invited you to the security office. You guys here, when you are invited to the CRD office here, it means it's something criminal.
Okay.
The CIA cannot invite a certain president unless it is something grave. And during that meeting, it was the justice minister, the president, the National Security Agency director, yes, NSA, with the Mossad from Israel, and the MI6 and MI5 from Great Britain. They were not asking him, why did you do this? They were showing evidence. That is degrading for this country, for the sitting president to be invited by the CIA. Okay. And then we look again, you say, okay, look, there are so much money in the country. We want to print new money to change it. You wrote us. We approved. You printed 64 billion to change the old note to new note. Only to find that you set it on it for your election. The country are not being asked to change the money. These are all fake things. Printing money on false pretense. And many things. Then Princess Copper from Yadepula. Then Gifty Lama, who married to a Nimanian, all were killed in cold blood. Then Ines, from the finance ministry, was killed. A lot of deaths. And the United States and the allies are concerned. Just the other time, there was a sanction placed on me by the Treasury Department. Just the Treasury Department. Politically, somebody pushed my name. But in the United States, as a government, wants to deal with any official of any country, other sanction or whatever, they go through the State Department, and the State Department go through the U.S. Embassy. That was not done in my case. Mine was that right. So it was even taken down. Mine was not in the case of Natalia McGay, Serena Sifos, and Bill Travel. Bill Travel was from the government of the United States to the State Department, and it was announced. So people begin to say, the American people say Prince Johnson is unsanctioned. He's unsanctioned, and if nobody should deal with him. If you attend his university, you will not go to America. They will not recognize you. He will all fallacy. They were all fallacy. Now that the Americans themselves have come out to charge this government of being extrajudicial killer and putting all the charges, will you support such a government that cannot attract any investor? Since this government came to power, 2017, it has not brought one investor. How will the people get jobs? How will you feed yourself? How will you develop yourself and your nation, your family, your community? So we say no. We have seen a lot. We have seen enough, and we say enough is enough. Now because we are with JNB, we're going to form a alliance, and JNB Rescue 1 is going to need Rescue 2 for NIMBA. The CDC in the ruling party is going to some press news media running propaganda, even playing some old tapes. At the time, I was very annoyed. They play all the tapes. These are cheap propaganda. What will happen will happen. We cannot afford to have CDC, proper agenda government. You have no plan to elevate, but to make them proper.
That's the name, because maybe
you see. So we are a rescue team to rescue even the seditions, young boys whose future are doomed right now. You have a mountain. ArcelorMittal is working. How many Nibana working there? Nothing. This president believes in regionalism. Every position, every key position in the republic is in one hand. When everything, security, defense, immigration, drug, and all that is focused in one area, and a commission of crime will be concealed. Evidence will be destroyed because they will speak with one voice, as we've seen it right now. The death of the former Chief Justice Berosca's daughter is in limbo. You will not hear anything about it again. The reports have been written, autopsy have been performed, reports have been submitted to the president, but he does not release it. So we must change the situation so that Nimba County can benefit from the resources it has. Nimba is contributing largely to the economic growth of the country. This government dig hole and cover hole. All the debts that Liberia was owing before the war, which were cancelled through the instrumentality of Madam Sali, Unity Party-led government, has gone back again to 1.2 billion. The world 1.2 billion. They will continue to ratify no agreement, no concession agreement. Who wants to come here? People are afraid. With the security, the danger, no security. You cannot walk at the fire, you cannot walk, get it 6 o'clock in the evening. They will surround you with collars and dead, brought there. Take from you what you have. There is no security. People's lives are in danger. At 6 o'clock, people are home. So we need to come to the rescue of the nation, economically, socially, to protect the people. Now they will tell us, JB was there 12 years, what did he do? Look, JB was not working unilaterally. JB and his sister, Madam Sali, they work as a team. They rode from Monrovia all the way to Guinea border. Who paid that road? It's the Unity Party. The Jackson Edo Referral Hospital for the entire Southeast and the North Central West. Who built it? Unity Party. The road that is going from Sekempa all the way to Logoto, who saw it with the World Bank? The UP-led government. The road from Ganta to Sekepie is the only road that government is responsible to pave and tar. That road ground was broken by Ellie and us during the time Dokoba was superintendent. Okay. That was to be paved and tar with the road fund. As I speak to you right now, the road fund, $13 million of that road fund have been embezzled by this regime. So the Chinese cannot get the money, they pack the load. You know?
Okay, even I think we gotta take the large batch of colors from that week.
Okay, so
before
then I want to ask my senior senator of Nimba County. Senator, like you rightly said, that the alliance between MDR that of Unity Party have not yet started. So how has it been when it comes to the relationship that have been connected between Unity Party and that of MDR? How is the momentum in Mosurado? Because at times people say the entire Mosurado for CDC. So how has it been when it comes to the momentum in Mosurado?
CDC has never won Mosurado. They've always been defeated.
So, those of you who may not actually be aware, this video is not old video. This video is yesterday video. That's why I tell some of you, if you're not aware if you're not aware of anything, ask question or just sit there and watch. This is not old video. This is yesterday video. In fact, I listened to this interview live yesterday. But some people in Liberia, they were not even aware. I shared this with some leaders yesterday that live in Liberia. They're not everybody following everything going on in the country. And before we come here and say something, we want you to be listening to some of the statements made by Prince Johnson himself as it relates to the reason why he wants JNB or he supported JNB. He made it very clear that through JNB, they will get to the presidency. He said that is the easiest way to get to the presidency. Something we have said over and over. It's not that he wants to support JNB because he believes in JNB. He's supporting JNB because his handpick, Jeremiah Kun, who Prince Johnson picked and put him at the leadership of his party to be the rescue two, to be the one, to be the vice president for Joseph Nimabwaka. And he made it very clear that the old man is old. So after him, Jeremiah Kun will become president. He said that because we have two videos. This is the part two. The part one is very long. I'm not going to play any more video of Prince Johnson for today. But what we are going to do here is to tell you exactly what is going on. Because if you look at Prince Johnson and listen to what Prince Johnson was saying, you realize that he's creating some problem for JNB, or he's shining light on something that a lot of people look at as leadership deficiency on the part of JNB. How did we get here? How did we get to this point? And when we ask the question whether or not Prince Johnson is smarter than JNB, Prince Johnson is trying to corner JNB, trying to somehow entrap him so that he will not kind of reverse his decision or his agreement with him. Up to today's date, as we sit here, Henry Costard thought he was going to be the one as agreed in Ghana. And Henry Costard supporters, they were upbeat and getting ready, doing everything they can, thinking that they're going to be the one for the agreement. At the same time, Yomble Kanga Lawrence, who put everything on the line for Joseph Nimabwaka, including her party, including some relationship, I'm talking about friendship, long-term friendship. She put everything on the line for Joseph Nimabwaka. Only at the 11th hour to be betrayed by Joseph Nima Boakai. Some people see it as a betrayal. Some people looking at it as a lack of judgment. Some people look at it as the way forward because the election is about winning. And they feel that Boakai can only win through Jeremiah Coon. But how sure are you that Jeremiah Coon can even deliver Nima County? How sure are you? Joseph Nima Boakai created a scene, a big scene, created a lot of attention. Somebody asked question, why is it that for the VP pick to be so important in Liberia, to the extent where everybody is paying attention or gearing up or waiting to see who Boakai is going to pick? Some people have that concern. And the answer is very simple. The VP pick for Joseph Nima Boakai is as important as you going to the pool to vote for your president. Because whoever Joseph Boakai is going to pick, that person is potentially the next president if Boakai wins. We don't know if Boakai is going to win. But yes, if Boakai wins, whoever that he's going to select, that person is going to be the president. And looking at things as is right now, Prince Johnson will be the de facto vice president and potentially president if Kun becomes the president. The decision of Liberia will be with Prince Johnson. Somebody who was selected as chairperson of the Armed Services Committee, a security committee in the Liberian Senate, was removed because the United States frowned on somebody like Prince Johnson to be anywhere near leadership. And if you're doubting that Prince Johnson is going to be the one making decisions, Prince Johnson is the one that making an announcement. This is just the prelude of what to expect. This is just a prelude as to what to expect. Joseph Nima Boakai is poised to make an announcement of his running mate on the 28th. That was announced by the Unity Party. But yet, Prince Johnson is now preempting what's going to happen. Somebody say, why do you care? I care because I'm a Liberian. Because I have, even if I'm not living in Liberia, I have family living in Liberia. I have brothers and sisters that live in Liberia. I have some close family that live in Liberia. And besides that, I care about Liberia. So anything that will endanger the life of our people or that will further increase the suffering of our people, it is incumbent upon all of us to make sure we keep our people informed so they can make an informed decision when they walk to the pool to vote. Prince Johnson is preempting because he knows that Joseph Boakai has never been stable when it comes to the decision making for his VP. He believes whatever they might have agreed on, they might have decided, can change anytime. So he's been preemptive, taking the airwave, making the announcement before even Joseph Walker make the announcement. So we are going to discuss the Spring Johnson factor a little bit before we go to whether or not Joseph Walker supporters. I'm not talking about, when I say Joseph Walker supporters, we have three different group of supporters. Number one, there are people who will agree with whatever Joseph Walker says because they believe in him. They believe in his leadership, in his judgment. Those people are there. So regardless of what, they will still support Joseph Walker. There are people who are supporting Joseph Walker because they thought somebody from their end, from their group, or from their party will potentially be the vice president for Joseph Walker, so that they too will benefit the presidency, thinking that, okay, Walker will move from there maybe after 1 or 2 years, maybe Walker will resign. They will take the presidency. Those people are there. Some of whom are disappointed today. And more will be disappointed after Friday. And they will not support Joseph Walker if the person they want to be vice president is not selected. They were supporting Joseph Walker, but condition on who's going to be the vice president. There are other supporters who are waiting to see if this man can be a good president, depending on his judgment. Let's say, for example, a lot of people who are supporting Henry Costa will be very disappointed. And some of them will now vote for Joseph Walker at all if it becomes official. Walker is going to be taking the money. Similarly, there are other people supporting Yumli Kangalon who thought that she had put everything on the line, and they were 100% sure that it's going to be Yumli Kangalon's vice presidency. They too, most of them too would never support Joseph Walker, regardless of who he takes. But the Prince Johnson factor is very, very important. If the United States frowns on Prince Johnson being chairman of Armed Services Committee in the Liberian Senate, what will become? How would it look at Prince Johnson being the decision maker for Joseph Walker? This guy is not even anywhere yet. Walker is not elected yet. Well, this guy preempting the action of Joseph Walker. Walker is supposed to announce. A lot of people were in doubt as to who is going to be Joseph Walker pick, based on the confusion Joseph Walker created around this whole VP stuff. Now Prince Johnson is announcing clearly, surely, that Rescue 2 going to come from Nima County in person of Jeremiah Kun. They have no control of Prince Johnson, and they will never have control of Prince Johnson. And Prince Johnson made it very clear that the selection of Jeremiah Kun, the reason why he decided to support Boakai is because he believed that through Boakai, they will get the presidency. And if Jeremiah Kun becomes president of Liberia, Prince Johnson is automatically the president. As to who is Jeremiah Kun, we will talk about that when he becomes officially the VP pick for Joseph Boakai. But we are still looking at the Prince Johnson factor. You remember, many Liberians were talking about War Crimes Code, War Crimes Code, War Crimes Code. And I said, I do not trust many of the people who were chanting War Crimes Code. I said because I don't trust them. I said because many of them are doing it for political expediency. They are doing it for the moment. But it's not actually something that they really want to do. It is not something that they really believe in. Now, if you are a proponent of War and Economic Crimes Code in Liberia, do you truly believe that Prince Johnson making decision for Prince Johnson, Liberia will have War Crime Code? It's never going to happen. Beyond that, Prince Johnson said on Spoon Talk that the people are afraid of him, that people don't want to see him close to money, that people don't want to see him close to leadership. He said because he is former rebel leader. He said it very clearly. How much can you trust somebody who is boasting to be a former rebel leader when you take them that close to power? What's going to happen? Do you feel safe? I mean, some people think this is funny. Some people think this is about partisanship. Some people think this is about, it's like somebody, they think that this is like a football game or, football match. We win. No, this is not about that. This is about Liberia. It's about security of our country. Somebody who is boasting and said that the people of the country are afraid of him. They don't want him to get close to power. They don't want him to have close to money because he is a former rebel leader. If this guy get very close to power, what do you expect? I am for Nima. I will be very happy to see a Nima person president. I'll be very happy to see somebody president from my county because that will be a proud for us as Nimayans. But we have plenty of Nimayans. We have some decent and reputable Nimayans. You may be happy, we don't care whoever Joseph Bagapi would. That's your business. But it is incumbent upon us as Liberians to inform our people as to what is about to, we're about to get ourselves into. So you can make the decision based on information and do it as you wish. It's scary. It is very scary. No, my friend, I'm not from Lofa. I'm from Nimba. Precisely, I'm from Queen. Remy and Gantade. I'm from a very small town where I was born, but I grew up in Monrovia. Lived all my life in Monrovia, not throughout the county. What I'm saying is that Prince Johnson is already on the loose just by having that deal with him behind the scene. Just by having the deal with Prince Johnson to say, yes, we're going to take your man, we're going to take your Peking. Prince Johnson talking about youth. I thought, and I repeat myself, I thought Bwaka will have the wisdom to have selected Yomli Kanga Lawrence. That was the safest hand amongst people that we believe that were actually on the short list for Bwaka. Yomli was the safest hand. But let's say you don't take Nyombli. at least Henry Costa is better for him because Henry Costa too put everything on the line for Joseph Nima Boakai. That's the honest truth. You all know I'm now a big fan of Henry Costa when it comes to his behavior, his political maneuvering. But let truth be told, Henry Costa gave everything, including friendship, relationship, for Boakai. On a daily basis, insulting and disrespecting other people for Boakai. Doing everything for Joseph Nima Boakai. But only to find out that Joseph Nima Boakai is looking in different direction. Okay, now you ask yourself, based on what Boakai decided to betray Costa and Yombly for Jeremiah Kum? Based on what? What do you think is the driving factor for Boakai's decision to go with Jeremiah Kum as opposed to Yombly Kanga Lawrence? Hey man, think about this for a second. This lady has been insulted, disrespected, and lost a lot of friends. A lot of friends. Beyond that, her party is being destroyed. She has been laughed at. I mean, even those of us who are not in the decision-making position when it comes to JNB, but we could see from distance that this woman went through everything. Also, not only that, if you look at the three of them, between Kun, Costa, and Yombly, Yombly is the only tested one. She's tested. She won election over 2 times. She been in the Lebanon Senate and serving in key positions. She been chaired on important position in the Senate. Hate her or like her, I've now heard her personally being caught or being involved in any corrupt act. Personally, I'm not talking about what they have done collectively. But personally, I've never seen, I've never heard about it. And like her or hate her, she has a constituency. The constituency of Yombly Kanga Lawrence is real. Whether it is enough to put you on the top, I don't know. But yes, indeed, she has a constituency, she has a base. Hate her or like her, she is stable. Amidst all the attack and disrespect, all the mistakes she might have made and stuff like that, but she remains stable. She was safer. To even confuse yourself as to who to select among the three. That speaks to your level of judgment and understanding. Let's speak truth to power, my people. If Boakai was actually smart and wise as being portrayed, Boakai should not have confused himself as to deciding between Yombly Kanga Lawrence, Jeremiah Kum, and no. But the fact that he created a narrative, created confusion as to who to pick, speaks to his level of judgment. This is very, very important. Besides Joseph Boakai's judgment, I don't know what he was thinking when he's actually making a deal with people like Prince Johnson. Now Prince Johnson is a loose cannon. Prince Johnson has nobody can control Prince Johnson. They're already going to make an announcement for Joseph Boakai, even before the day of the announcement. I know, as crazy as John Costa is, he was not going to do that. I know, as many things that Yombly is campaigning for VP, or Yombly is desperate to be VP, Yombly was not going to do that. But now Prince Johnson is the de facto VP for Boakai because he controls Jeremiah Kun. He handpicked Jeremiah Kun. And who knows? Somebody who killed a president, somebody who beheaded a president on television, somebody who mutilated a president, who cut off the president's ear on TV, on camera. How close you want to be with that person? How close you want to take that person to the presidency of Liberia? Somebody who is notoriously considered as a killer. Can you imagine Prince Johnson having the audacity talking about George Weah, government killing people? Can you imagine? Prince Johnson having the courage, the audacity to talk about killing other people. But again, that's Liberia. Now, some of you who used to call Prince Johnson a killer, a murderer, because he lent his support, he gave his support to George Weah in 2017. You people that used to call him a killer or murderer, Prince Johnson is this, Prince Johnson is that, are now the ones celebrating Prince Johnson, calling him a hero. How hypocritical can you be? What kind of people are you? What kind of people are you? Prince Johnson, of all people, the man who boasts of being a rebel leader, just yesterday, last week, the man said, I'm a former rebel leader. And he is. I'm not making it up. He said it. That I'm a former rebel leader. They are afraid of me. They don't want to trust me with a lot of money. They don't want to trust me near power. But yes, indeed, Joseph Boakai, with his wisdom, trusting Prince Johnson near power, near the presidency. Who knows? This guy could just one day do anything. If at all Boakai is elected, this guy can do anything to Prince Johnson, to Boakai, yeah, just to get to power. It's very, very important for people to actually look at themselves, go look at yourself in the mirror, and think about what you think of Prince Johnson yesterday and what you think of Prince Johnson today. You said Prince Johnson was a killer. Somebody said making up story. Maybe you were not born. Or maybe you would stay in your mother womb when Prince Johnson killed President Doe. If you think that's the story that I'm making, then I'm not responsible for your deficiency. If you think I'm making up story, when Prince Johnson said yesterday that Rescue 1 going to pick Rescue 2 from Nima County, if that is not an announcement that he's making for Boakai, then you need to go check your brain for your level of understanding. We are not making up anything. We are just analyzing what happened, what he said, and what we know is possible based on history. If you think we're making story of you, if you're not aware, you've not been following politics, if you don't know what Yomli went through because of Justin Nima Boakai, then you've never been following politics. Or maybe you decided to just blind yourself to reality. Then I'm not responsible for your deficiency. If you think I'm making up story that what Costa did, what Costa went through, just for what Justin Nima Boakai, if you don't see that, you think I'm making up story. It is not my responsibility. I'm not responsible for your inadequacy. If you don't have brain to think, if you don't have eye to see for yourself, if you do not have ear to listen for yourself, I'm sorry, I'm not responsible. I'm sorry, and I pray that God will open your mind. And I pray for you that God will open your eyes to see things for what it is. And I pray for you that God will open your ears so you can listen and comprehend things for what they are. The bottom line is, Prince Johnson today, who is talking nonsense about George Weah and his government, it is the Prince Johnson that made George Weah president. Before George Weah election, Prince Johnson said George Weah is a drunk, is a drug addict, George Weah is a liar. If George Weah becomes president, Labra will see war. George Weah going to rig the election. Prince Johnson said all of that and turned around and supported the same George Weah. Some of you call him Prince Johnson that time that Prince Johnson is not stable-minded. You said Prince Johnson got mental problem, that the man is crazy. You said that. Oh, because Prince Johnson now supporting Joseph Nima Boakai, now Prince Johnson is wise. Prince Johnson is intelligent. Prince Johnson loves Liberia. Prince Johnson has a high IQ. Prince Johnson is the most important, most intelligent person in Liberia. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites. You guys don't love Liberia. Regardless of who you support. But just be honest to your country and to yourself for a minute. And say, Joseph Boakai, I support you, but this is not the right decision. Joseph Boakai, I will support you, but this is not right. That's what you should do. That makes you a human being. But if you just go with anything, it means that you do not have what differentiates the human being from that of animals. The difference between us and other animals is our intellect, our ability to analyze things, our ability to put one or two together, our ability to see things from distance. But you do not have that, then you have a problem. All you can do, to be honest, just for once. Nobody's saying do not support Joseph Nima Boakai. But we are questioning the judgment of Joseph Nima Boakai. We did it before and we were right. When Boakai decided to pick Brandon Samuka, we said it very clear that it was wrong. It was a bad judgment that you're going to come back to bite the Unity Party and people who supported that judgment. And exactly it happened. But because some of you have no moral, you have no integrity, you put that behind you as it didn't happen. But then instead you're following another one again. All you can do, the best you can do for your leader is to tell them the truth. Then you really love them. Not because somebody is your leader, they'll be right on everything. But when they make mistake, your ability to point to their mistakes makes you a better person, makes you a better supporter, makes you somebody who really, really believe in that leader and trust that leader. Because you don't want the person to look stupid. You don't want the country to look at this man as somebody who have judgment problem. You know very well if Joseph Nima Boakai is going to elect or select Yomli Kanga Lawrence, a lot of people are going to support it and be happy with it and say yes, indeed, whether or not they will win, but at least he make the right decision. Even Costa, people will say, well, maybe Costa is not mature. Maybe Costa may not have the right judgment when it comes to leadership. Maybe he may not have the right temperament. Or maybe Costa was somehow involved with X, Y, and Z. But you will say one thing. But at least Costa did a lot for Joseph Mabuagai. So he deserves it. You were going to say that. But Jeremiah Kuhn, who just came in the picture, with his association with Prince Johnson, if you still say you believe in Joseph Mabuagai judgment, that's up to you. Go ahead and support Buckeye. Nobody's saying you don't vote for this person, vote for that person. But we will speak to his judgment, his level of judgment, and whether or not he is a good leader. Joseph Nima Buckeye in the Unity Party, when the Unity Party was at their worst, Mo Ali and Ami Muda held on to Unity Party. They kept the Unity Party in tight. At least to have a semblance of some institution. That was done by Mo Ali. Like them or hate them, but they did that. What did they get from Joseph Nima Boakai? They were betrayed. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf brought Joseph Nima Boakai to prominence, making VP for 12 years. What happened? When Joseph Nima Boakai took the leadership of Unity Party, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was disgraced, insulted, embarrassed, and kicked out of the party. I'm speaking on judgment here. Joseph Nima Boakai served as vice president for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for 12 years. He kept malice against Ellen while working with her. He kept it for years and years. And when he took over the leadership, Ellen was disgraced. She was disrespected. Ellen, on whose shoulder now Boakai want to stand to go to the presidency. When I listen to people, my friends, my colleagues talking about Unity Party, they did Unity Party, did that. But yes, indeed, the person who did that for the Unity Party was not only insulted, but was disgraced by Joseph Nima Boakai and those people because the Boakai lack of judgment and control over the party. And everybody who stood up with Joseph Nima Boakai have been betrayed. From Ellen to Ami Muda to Mo Ali, now Yombli and Costa. You do not have the intellect, the understanding to understand that that is something that require looking at. That is something that you should look at and make sound judgment. I'm not saying don't vote for Bwaka, vote for him. But at least you should have the ability to know who Joseph Bwaka is in his judgment. Those of you who sees no problem with Prince Johnson coming close to power, it's up to you. But personally, and in many Liberian communities, a lot of people have problem with it. And I can tell you, you cannot betray everybody. There are certain people that will let it go, but the other people they will not let it go. Joseph Numa Boakai betrayal Nyomli Kanga Lawrence and Henry Costa. And I believe 100% if Boakai was going to pick Nyomli, Costa and Costa supporters, they may not have been happy because Costa is not picked, but they would have at least agree with that to say, well, even though Costa is not picked, but at least Nyomli being there. They've been through a lot together for Boakai. They will have still supported Boakai and say yes. Or if it was the other way around, Costa, given what Costa and Ure have done for Boakai in the Unity Party, through these 4 to 5 years, there will be people in Nyombli's camp, the likes of DeLong, will say, well, even though they didn't pick Nyomli, but actually Costa have done a lot for us. But leaving all those two people, going to all the way to Prince Johnson, for Prince Johnson to be the one to decide who to be the vice president for Boakai, based on the fact that he believes that Boakai is old, that this is the only way, the easiest way for us to get to the presidency. I personally want Nimba to get presidency, but I don't want it through Prince Johnson. I don't want it through somebody who created carnage on our people. Not through somebody who killed president on camera. Not through somebody who himself said he's a rebel leader, that he should not be trusted around power, close to power, or close to money. He said it. Hello? All right. He said, I'm not the one that said it. Prince Johnson told you that Joe Weah was a bad person. He said Joe Weah was a drunk. Joe Weah was a drug addict. Joe Weah was this. Prince Johnson came the next day to say Joe Weah is the best. You believe him. Prince Johnson is not stupid. You are the stupid one who believe him. Prince Johnson said, when Joe Weah became president, Abra will see war. He came out and said, Joe Weah is your son. Vote for him. And you follow him. Who got a problem? Prince Johnson or you? Let me send you a link to Steve here. But it's very, very important that some of you, see things for what they are and do not make decisions based on, based on tribalism, sectionalism, or because of party discipline, and put Liberia last. I think we should put Liberia first by telling the truth. by speaking truth to our leaders. At least some of you should have the courage. Tell Boakai, Papa, we love you. But at least choose Nyombli or choose Costa. People that have been there for you, with you. People that have taken a lot of bullets for you. People that have destroyed their relationship. In fact, the hope of Liberia, the hope of Liberians was destroyed by Costa simply because of Joseph Nima Boakai, the CPP. CPP was destroyed by Costa because of Joseph Nima Boakai. Nyombli, they put Nyombli in error. They put Nyombli in error. Make her to look like a bad person. They wanted to destroy CPP a long time when this guy, what's his name? When Benjamin Ayuro himself was chairperson for the CPP, he created a lot of controversy. But at the end of the day, CPP still survived. Cummins took over. CPP did not only survive, but CPP won seats, the largest, since they were funded. When Nyombli took over, they used Nyombli, took advantage of Nyombli, promised her that she's going to be the vice president, use her as the leader of the CPP to destroy the CPP by making her to make that press conference that created all the problem for the CPP. Costa did all of that just because they wanted to be vice president. Just because what Benina Yuri called that they have to be on the table and lead the process for Joseph Boakai's pick for vice president. But yet, both Nyombli and Costa, after all that sacrifices, they were stabbed in the back by Joseph Boakai. I think that's the judgment problem. Let me bring Steve on. And Steve?
Yeah, Mr. Kane.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing very well. Grateful to be alive as always. Um, I know this is an emergency show,
Yeah.
and I know you don't have a
So
lot
so
of
so
time here.
so so my question to you because I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to go to my question indirectly. Is Prince Joseph smarter than just Nima Boakai by being preemptive to direct what Joseph Nima Boakai should do next by coming out with what he did? Or the second question, do you think Prince or Joseph Nima Boakai betrayed him and Costa and Nyombli Kangalores and their many supporters? Those are the two questions for you. I want you to elaborate on.
Yeah, but let me greet our people now. I'll be
Yeah,
very
yeah,
content.
you can do whatever you want to do now because just want you to go to do two questions because we don't have enough time.
Right. Well, let me quickly. I just want to greet the Liberian people. I believe they're the most important people on earth. Most importantly, I believe the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. It left with any man I own yet. I won't say I let woman be that too. That woman born me. But anyway, let's get to your question, Mr. Khan. I think these are important questions that will expand on over the next few weeks, months as we get towards the election. The first answer to your question is in as much that I don't support Prince Johnson, Prince Johnson, like I've always said, and Ellen Johnson are two of the smartest people
Hmm.
in terms of politics, in terms of putting things under control. Prince Johnson is dangerously smart. Let me put it that way. Dangerously smart. Prince Johnson is a military trained person, he understands some things that a common man might not understand. Prince Johnson, I would say, in this whole arrangement, in the last minute, was brilliant, efficient, and effective in his move. You will recall that Prince Johnson strategically decided that from Sunday up until today, that he will remain in the news. He will push Joseph Yuma Bwaga and the Unity Party to ensure that they secure whatever dilemma, whatever confusion they had, or whatever it is in the pick to put Jeremiah Kuhn on the top. And he did it very, very strategically. Costa didn't see this coming. Nobody didn't see this coming. But it was well thought through. It was methodically done. And Prince Johnson did it for a purpose and for a reason. The very first press conference he called was never ever. I think he called it on Sunday. It was never ever about George Weah. No, it was to keep Joseph Yuma Bwaga on record. It was to ensure that we say position Joseph Yuma Bwaga and tie him. Then he followed it up yesterday in Nima County.
Yeah.
So yes, it was a calculated move, and that move sealed the deal. If Joseph Yuma Bwaga had any second thought
Yeah.
of playing them, that was the icing on the cake. So you get to Prince Johnson. Many of you who don't even know, Prince Johnson killed Joseph Yuma Bwaga, former boss. Though Joseph Yuma Bwaga whoever though. Prince Johnson killed though. Let me tell you today. Prince Johnson thought through this thing long. It had to take. Let me tell you something, Mr. Cannon. One of the major problems with many of the people in Liberia, the politicians or whatever it is, they don't read through different scenarios to play. Costa didn't see this coming. He didn't see it. He didn't see the one coming. But yes, Prince Johnson, whether you like it or not, tactically, strategically, he beat all of them to this game. He beat them. Even the Benin Ayure. He beat Benin Ayure to this game. Benin Ayure did not see it coming. Benin Ayure did not see it coming. As a matter of fact, we are reliably informed that today when Bwaka went to meet them, Costa didn't speak. Costa walked out of the meeting. Let Costa say that lot. After the game, who announced it, he checked. He didn't even see it coming. The game announcement, he didn't speak. You know who's supposed to be out here? Benin Ayure. Prince Johnson position there. But let me say we elaborate on it. But let's come to the second part of the question that you asked, Mr. Kane.
But today, I mean, this is not funny though. This is very, very important.
Yeah, but Mr. Kane, we elaborate on these things because no, Mr. Kane, we were like you were saying, we'll go in depth, dissect, break down this thing.
After
You know,
yeah,
exactly on the days that are allocated for shows, so that we can bring to the Liberian people what they are headed towards and what they are headed for. But on a bigger picture, I don't blame Prince Johnson. Let me be honest with you. I don't. Prince Johnson was minding a business with CDC. Jeremiah Kuhn was minding a business with CDC. Joseph Yuma Bwaga and Unity Party betrayed their loyal allies. Let me say this. I might not be a supporter of Costa. I might not be a supporter of Yombi. I might not be a supporter of what a guy in Benin or other political leaders, other political actors in the country. But the truth of the matter is we cannot liberate a country. We cannot liberate a group of people with betrayers. Prince Johnson said he came to liberate Liberia during the war. He betrayed Doe. He made Doe comfortable and killed Doe. Let me say this. Joseph Yuma Bwaga, they're not a first time betraying people. Joseph Yuma Bwaga has a history of betraying people. If you don't know, it doesn't mean that it's not in existence. That is the thing. Joseph Yuma Bwaga betrayed the people who serve him. Most recently, we told you he betrayed Mo Ali and Amin Moda. He did. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Mo Ali. Neither a fan of Amin Moda. But the truth is the truth. You have to be able, people who are loyal to you, who serve you, You have to be able to ensure that at least you maintain. You can't always play people. Joseph Human Boaga brought this on himself. Prince Johnson was never in a play. Joseph Human Boaga paraded with Yombi Kanga, made her under the impression to feel as though she was going to be the person. Even as of most recent, Mr. Kane, we'll talk about it in detail. Do you know that Yombi Kanga Lauren contributed to Joseph Human Boaga as of recent? As of most recent. They will jack out the other England too. And we'll tell you on Saturday what Yombi Kanga Lauren contributed most recently. Yombi Kanga Lauren and somebody who can talk. It doesn't mean that she's not working or she's not doing this. He created an impression. Even the Costa coming to the race, Mr. Cannon, it was Joseph Human Boaga who created the impression, who welcomed the conversation with Costa coming to the race. It was never Costa's idea. To be quite frank, we talk so. This is degrading, humiliating, betraying, and it's uncalled for. It was honest. Whether you hate Costa, whether you hate Yombi Kanga Lauren, this is dishonoring at all levels. Don't be honest. This is dishonoring. On a joking side, he made Costa buy all the different students and carry Liberia. Costa is dressing diplomatically. As evidence by that, Costa don't even want to come on the show because he's been told not to even appear on his own show.
Yeah, they're trying to behave so that so they can cause more harm because
so the chances because JNB has shown him that he will be the man. So that means JNB cannot be trusted. I told you before, JNB is a smooth cook. I told you, I will not disrespect you. No, but Mr. Kennedy, this is the only way I can describe it for the common man to understand it. I'm not being disrespectful. I know you don't like for me to say it. But the truth of the matter is, you don't cook people like this. You don't do people like this, Mr. Kennedy. Then you expect them to be loyal to you.
No, you can state his behavior, but do not use descriptive adjectives. On him.
Okay. I will not use descriptive adjectives.
If you betray the people, then that's fine. I mean, people who know people who they are.
My people, Joseph Boakai betrayed these people, Mr. Kennedy. And to be honest with you, the one that it's not about a betrayal, but the audacity to think that you would use the illegal rescue the people you think betraying, and then they might be loyal to you again. Are you serious? I mean, just that audacity. Like you must treat people by play. Then after the Yombi Kanga to some of the enemies that they made is because Joseph Human Boaga. They're not their own thing. Yeah. To be honest, even the fallout in the Liberty Party is because Joseph Boaga.
Yeah.
Costa, I'll keep saying it. Some of the enemies he made with CPP and ANC people, Musa Benete and the fighting he was fighting, it's because of Boakai. Costa and Musa Benete never have fight. Costa and Kumi people never have fight. As evidenced by that, the very first 25,000 Costa ever raised were in less than 24 hours in this country. Majority of the contributors were the people from the ANC and the CPP. It's because of Joseph Human Boaga. They are a man of loyalty. But as time goes by, we'll tell you some of the things that Costa
and not only that, Costa said very clearly that he let go his $40,000 contract a year for Boakai.
And you know what?
Maybe said that some of the things that he let go for Boakai, he's not going to say in public.
And you know what, Mr. Kanan? That comes to the $40,000 for that was with Dr. Cassell, the late Dr. Cassell.
Yeah.
Do you know it was a $40,000 business? You see, Gawkins Slibo, it was the same $40,000 business. Costa insulted me on a show. Yeah, when I raised that point on school, I made up. You even told me, I'm not adjusting, I'm leaving.
Remember, you talk about how can Costa be in the CPP, being a leader from the at the same time having a contract for that. That's why he went to show and attack you. I remember.
And you told me, I remember, I went to the hospital and you called me that evening. I still remember your wife was sitting across the other side. You told me, you said, don't address that thing. I said, Mr. Kane, if I leave this thing here, it will not be good. I must address Costa. You say, please don't address it. I said, Mr. Kane, I will address Costa. I remember over 2-3 days he told me to not address it. I said I will address it. Because the same thing, the same Joseph Boaga business. So we are humans. We are humans. We'll call Costa out for where he's wrong. But Joseph Boaga did Costa and Yombly dirty. Let me put it that way. It's wrong. It's wrong. He did Banana UAM dirty. It's wrong. It's wrong. But then he expects them to owe him loyalty. But I can tell you, though, like we predicted there. The real does not start yet. Not Friday and pass. The real yo-yo starting Saturday. The 29th. The 29th, I want the ain't something dress the morning. My shoes okay. I will try the morning. I put it on. I put it back. Friday, I get 4 rows. I'll be there. Even the Costa and Yombly not kind of play as on there. Friday, I will be there. I'll be the United Party quarter all rolling into that. Segumba asking me or can't say we know yet because they got to pray that day. But me, I will skip all events. I will be live there. We will make sure rescue 2 is put in check. We will dress our devil. We don't want to dress the devil. That rescue 2, Saturday we here. But Mr. Kanye, I mean, let me take all joke aside. This is wrong for our politics. You can't betray people. That is seeing betrayal business in Liberia makes some innocent people die.
Yeah.
People are not loyal.
Betrayal is
Betrayal is not good, to be honest. Betrayal is not good. If you know that you are not going to take the people, don't lead them on. Let them know from the beginning. Say, this is the plan. This is what it is. He let Costa on. Let me tell you today. The father, Joseph Yuma Boaga, started implementing when Ghana. He let Costa on, make believe that this was going to happen. This is disgraceful. It's humiliating. It has nothing to do about rescuing Liberia.
No.
But we tell it has nothing to do about rescuing. It has everything to do about the fact that Joseph Yuma Boaga has always played games and gotten rid of people who helped him to sustain him, to maintain his political life, to get rid of them. The man didn't see the women pay. But women pay, they're not serious money, people. And a woman pay, and they see more Ali he used to fight Ellie.
Yeah.
Yes. That women pay, and they more Ali he used to fight. Allow me the time you want to bring Lieutenant in. Reverend Lieutenant in. What he did ain't got rid of women pay.
Yeah.
Today here we are. But anyway, Mr. Kanye, we'll follow the show. This is bad for our politics. But again, hey, we told you we predicted some of these things ahead. Let's keep following Mr. Kanye. Thank you so much. I will follow. And to our people, listen, to change that country, anything I have to do with Joseph Boaga and Joe, we are run away from it. I will keep saying it. Run. Don't look back. Run. When you hear Joseph Boaga somewhere, Joe, we are somewhere, run away from it. They're not the people that will change that country or rescue that country. Joseph Boaga is a betrayal. And I say he's a smooth cook. Mr. Kanye will go.
Yeah, go. Go now. We don't want you no more. The fact that you're repeating that particular one. So somebody say, oh, Seku, you're calling your friend's name, you're calling your viewer name, why you don't want Steve to talk. I didn't call any of my friend here name. People who will come to distract. People who will come to act stupid and look stupid, we will put it in check. That is different from Joseph Yuma Boaga. Joseph Yuma Boaga is a leader, being one of the leaders in Liberia. Whether you support him or not, Joseph Yuma Boaga served his country. So, regardless of our disagreement, or regardless of how we look at him and some of his actions, we will still address it with respect. But the ones that are those peanut brain ones that will come here to distract, to insult, disrespect us. We are good friends here. We are people who are reputable. As a matter of fact, majority of people that come here, they don't talk, they don't speak, they don't even write. They got some good people too that write, that speak their mind, that will even show their disagreement with us without being disrespectful. When you see me speaking to certain people in a certain way because that's what they deserve. That's who they are. That is the only language they can understand. Some of the people, when you will be disappointed when you click on their picture, you go see who they are. Some of them are kids. Because they support certain person, when you speak something that they don't like, they will come and distract and insult and disrespect you. But many people who are seeing their right, they don't even know who they are. Some of them look so malnourished. Some of them look so confused. Some of them, when you see them, you can't even really respond to them. So when they come like that, they try to distract. We have to put them in their respective position and address the good people the right way. We've been on this thing for a very long time. We have a lot of respect for our audience. We have a lot of respect for our viewership. Everybody is welcome here. But when you come here, try to distract, try to disrespect, try to insult. We'll give you a little attention and move on. But we'll not just let everything go. No, that's not how we do here. And if you go extra miles in your distraction or disrespect our guests or our people on this platform, we take you for safekeeping. Joseph Nima Boakai is yet to show leadership, especially when it comes to people that pay loyalty to him. He has always betrayed his loyal supporters. Always. That's not good. You know, when we talk about Brandon Samuka being selected by Joseph Nima Boakai to run while he was convicted by the lower court. Some of you say, oh, no, Sekou, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What the people want. Sometimes people want certain things, but you are a leader for a reason. You look at things from a leadership perspective. You look at things. Something may not be popular with your people, but you do it because it's the right thing to do. That's why you are a leader. That's why when you take those leadership positions, people will come and say, hey, we did not agree with you. We didn't see this coming, but you are a true leader. But if the behavior of a leader is no different from the followers or from the honored people, then that's a problem. If the judgment of a leader is not better than people that follow him or her, then that's a problem. First of all, Joseph Boakai is not supposed to create the scenario where everybody thinks you're going to be the one to be picked. That is first lapses. How will you promise everybody that they're going to be the one to be vice president? Putting everybody under the impression. Especially putting Costa and Yomli at the same time under the impression that they're going to be the vice presidential pick. Then all of a sudden, it came from the blunt side. Came from the blunt side and take somebody else who is associated with a killer, a murderer, somebody who is a notorious killer, who is proud to call himself a former rebel leader, who is telling the world that I can't be trusted to come close to power or to money because they feel that I will do something bad to them. for you to bring that person close to you and close to the presidency of Liberia if you win. If that's not bad judgment, then I don't know what that is. I'm going to open the line. You can call in, tell me what you think or how you feel. Some people say, oh no, Seku, you forgot what the mistake the man doing right now is good for Cummings. You'll leave it. I don't care. I don't care who it's good for. But when it's bad for the country, we'll talk about it. The lines are already open. Somebody already calling in. 612 number, last 4 DJ is 4023. What is your name and where are you calling from?
It's Cyrus, I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Cyrus, how are you, my brother? What say you?
Man, I listened to the expose and you were just on point. I mean, like, you really sucked the head out of the show. I mean, all your talking points, they were just right on target. You see?
Thank you.
I know Joseph Parker is a consummate politician. He's an opportunist. And people see it all the time. Like I said, the reason we will never arrive at the best leader in Nigeria because our people are not willing to change. They just don't have that mental strength to do something different. So at the end of the day, these old players will keep speculating over and over again. And you said something about Prince Johnson being smarter than Joseph Parker. Prince Johnson is 1,000 times smarter than Joseph Parker. Let me tell you something. There was a study that was done by McKinsey that said one of the Fortune 500 companies, 163 out of the 500 CEOs came from military background, had a military background. Military people, they are disciplined, they have long-term tactical awareness, they can anticipate things, and they are constantly adapting. So Prince Johnson is no fool. He's setting the stage so that Jeremiah Cohn can get that second slot. And once Jeremiah Cohn is in control, Prince Johnson becomes your de facto leader, almost like the prime minister indirectly.
Yeah.
And people are not looking at that fact. And with the problem of betrayal, you see, they get something called the law of karma, it's a universal law. You do bad to people, it come back to haunt you in the long run. So with the case of Costa and Youngbley, I mean, they were all playing the same game. All these guys came, they sacrificed the bread of the CPP because they were all greedy. Yeah. And Joseph Parker gets beat into the game. So I'm not sympathetic to the Youngbley Kanga and the Henry Costa of the world. They did anything. They all want to destroy Cummings and the CPP. So for them, just getting the number 2 spot was the most important thing for them. And our people, knowing what we know, they sat there, they knew it was a lot of accusation. They knew it was made up of guess what? They bought into it. Now they are all stranded. Now you want for Cummings to go at number 2 man. Okay, but then what? Why would he choose to? Sometimes we want to support an article, you look at it, you give it a Twitter, you be like, wow, you destroy this man's character. Yeah. You got to go for international forensic expert just to clear his name. And you knew it was a lie. It was a setup. It was all made up. But guess what? Like I said, Joseph Parker, man, you never see to admit that the library will get more to see. Like you said, the only thing that separates a human being from animals is the fact that we have higher faculties. And unfortunately, our people just don't think. Everybody is sentimental. Everybody wants to get their heels dug into the hole because they get either a political affiliation, tribal affiliation. That's just what it's all about. But like I said, we would never arrive at the best leader in Liberia. In my lifetime, maybe my happy in the future, but I just don't see the possibility. And every time we'll keep getting reminded. That's what I see. But thanks for the time.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you as always, man. Thank you so much. So let me see here. I don't know this phone is charging or not. You know, people everybody just calling the one line. Yeah, so it looks like only one line working right now. Fumatru was calling. Please call back. Yeah, so this is very important for the fact that Prince Johnson is not hiding his mindset. The fact that Prince Johnson is not telling the world or lying to the world about the reason why he wants his boy to be the what do you call it? Let's see here. I think Vidi Toure, how are you, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, welcome,
Yes,
welcome to SKTV. What say you?
yeah, bro. But I think it's about time we should speak on some of those things. You guys are right on point. I still have said this ever since the deception of Joseph Human Buckeye, and it is about time. I mean, and the inability, the leadership inability of Joseph Human Buckeye. Look, his collaboration, the Magnitsky Act clearly stated that did not collaborate with the indicted person. It's clearly stated. If you choose Jeremiah Coon, it means that he's collaborating with Prince Johnson. There's no if and but to that. Of course. And the whole thing, the entire vice presidential pick, they are all in limbo. We must admit this fight. I mean, so sometimes I'm speechless about speaking on some of those things. Mela Herod Costa being discussed for Liberian vice presidential position. What? Where are we? Where are we? This is Human Buckeye. Are you serious? 42 years experience? 42 years experience? Nobody will tell me about anybody experience in Liberia anymore. Nobody should tell me about Joseph Buckeye experience. Don't tell me about it. 42 years experience, you got to bring Joseph Harold Costa into the vice presidential discussion? No way. Yes. And look, and this Jeremiah Cohen issue, it will bring problem to Joseph Human Buckeye. Sure, in case Joseph Human Buckeye win the presidency, it will bring problem. I'm telling you, the international community will strike against that government of Joseph Human Buckeye.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, so the other line is now on. I forgot to put that phone on charge, so so I think Melvin DeShield from Belgium was calling because I only have one line open, so I couldn't click over and while the guy was speaking. But yes, this is very important. It's a very important point, Mr. True. Just let me see. Mervyn is back on. Mr. DeShield, how are you?
How are you, brother Tico?
I'm okay. I know you're calling from Belgium, correct?
Yeah.
All right. What say you?
Well, there's a lot on the table, and I think that you have said much. What I'm concerned about is the behavior and the ability of JNB choosing a vice president.
Okay.
What's the ability? What's the ability of JNB in making decisions? How would JNB work with the international community if having the negative perception of if he's going to choose Cohen as a running mate, knowing very well that more decisions will be made by PYJ. That should be a concern. I don't know how he's going to turn that around. And also, I want to know his thoughts on democracy and the rule of law. Because if you're going to pick Prince Johnson and the public demand asking for a war crime code, I don't know how you're going to handle that. Those are some of the questions that will be put forth to JNB and how he's going to make decisions.
So let me ask you, Mr. DeShield, before you go, all right?
Yeah.
Do you think Joseph Buckeye can change his mind between now till Friday? And if that happens, what would be the response, or what would be the problem that you're going to be creating, especially when it comes to Prince Johnson and others who already putting the thing out there that they are the one going to be the one, the vice president. What do you see?
Yeah, it's going to be. Well, I would see. I would see a lot of backfiring because right now he has deceived a lot of others, and I don't know what plan he got to unify them. The Yumli camp, the Costa camp, and all the hopefuls behind these different people. They're feeling bad, but at this moment, the public demand and rejecting his vice president based on the party he coming from and who gonna be pushing the buttons, who will be PYJ. It will come as a rejection from the international community, being silent, because it's our thing. But from our public perception, it's gonna look bad. Even though if the people like Kuhn, they will not want PYJ making decisions for the country, and that's important. And everybody knows that PYJ will be making the decision. So if things turn around between now until Friday, I think JNB will be left in a slump that I don't think that he will be able to recover. Because then and there, he will have despised both group, the PYJ group plus the Yumli Konga group, and coming in with Benina and the other people close to them. So it's going to be a tough thing. That's why I always question the ability of this man making decisions. I work with this man at LPRC during his late days. I'm doing his early days. I work at LPRC. And his decision making is still up to now the same.
Hold on. LPMC or LPRC?
LPRC also.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And JNB was there as what?
He was there managing director.
Managing director, okay.
Yeah.
And then what did you get from there? In terms of leadership.
Like I'm saying, poor leadership. Old men don't ever talk. That place was ran by the other boys and Edwin Zidi, them and the other top guys, Sylvester Williams, and the other boys that were running that place, they were Mr. Woody, and yeah.
So JNB has always been like a labor, the French people call it laissez-faire leader, right? He's a labor president, labor leader who just allow people to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, his character showing up to today, I thought that he was going to change, but it's still the laid back kind of person. So it's hard. It's hard. And just like you said, coming back for Friday to overturn it, you're going to be left in a slump. So thank you for your time, Mr.
Wow. Thank you so much. So that means this is not something new. That's scary. I'm shocked that JNB was the same JNB that worked for LPRC and LPMC and wow. So that it may have been like they kind of leader before who just sits back and allow people to do whatever they want to do. So imagine now Prince Johnson then getting the vice presidency. Then what happened? What do we expect? What could be the potential fallout? What? Steve, I'm shocked because I thought this is something recent because of the age factor, because some people, when they're getting old, there'll be a lot of little changes here and there. But now the question remains, despite, even though Buakai is yet to make it official, but we can see a lot of backlash. It looks like Buakai's decision to go with Kuhn is being rejected from the public perspective. We don't know. People that are not talking, we don't know about that. But from the court of public opinion, it seems like Boakai's decision to go with Kun is being rejected. So now the question remains, is Boakai going to change his mind between now and Friday? If not, if Boakai goes with Kun as being announced by Prince Johnson, knowing the resentment among the people right now within the Liberian society, what would I say about Boakai's leadership? Does he care about what the people are thinking? Does he care about what the Liberian people want? Or he cares less and only worry about his agreement with Prince Johnson? And if he decides to change his mind, what will be the ramification? What will be the fallout? What would be the aftermath of that? Given the fact that Prince Johnson has been assured that they're going to get the vice presidency. If Boakai changes his mind, from now to Friday, say no, it's not cool. All of a sudden now, okay, now we tell the public one otherwise, let me go with Yombly or let me go with Costa. What would be the aftermath? Hey, Prince, welcome, my brother. How are you? Hello? It looks like this is Prince.
How you doing? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for taking my call, Sekou.
Yeah, you're alive, bro.
Yeah, Sekou, the thing is, I agree with you. It's kind of worrying and alarming because what we are seeing being at work here is sort of kind of like the old man is under hostage. Why am I saying that? We are seeing that the old man is building up anticipation and momentum to give what's supposed to be a surprise announcement to the nation on the 28th of April. But we see Prince Johnson going around from radio station to radio station, already giving the announcement that the old man
Yeah.
For him to come and announce that the old man is speaking Jeremiah Kun, it's sort of kind of worrisome because who knows? We thought, in fact, all we thought that the old man, this thing was going to be a surprise. So he on the radio now announcing it. So why are they going to the headquarters on the 28th now? Because we already know what in the gift wrap.
Yeah.
And the hypocrisy is that when I posted here, I said, breaking news, Prince Johnson announced Jeremiah Kun to be VP running mate. Somebody from one of the popular, knowing or big platform kind of told me, we knew about it, and then he gave a laughing or smiling face. So I said, but how in the world you know about it when we go on your platform all the time? You're acting like you don't know, you're giving the people anticipation, you're putting the people on the impression that you tell me you already knew. So it's a conspiracy you guys are running over there. But thank you, Sekou, so much for SKT TV for you guys being here at this particular time. Because all we got a bunch of hypocrites running around with these kind of sign media institutions like you guys. We tell the Liberian people the truth and not pretend and fool the Liberian people and lie to them. I think it's wrong. Prince Johnson to apologize to Omen Boakai. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes, I think it was being disrespectful. It was being out of order for Prince Johnson to be the one making an announcement for Boakai. And that is what we're going to see. Shoot, or if Boakai is elected and Kun is VP, Prince Johnson will be cutting the shot. And Prince Johnson will be the one doing whatever he wants. And Boakai will not do a thing about it. And Prince Johnson, someone who boasts of being a killer, who boasts of being a former rebel, can do anything to Buckeye and make sure his person is the president. Because if Kuma is president, that means Prince Johnson is the president. Who doesn't want to be president in Liberia? Especially this guy who killed a former president. No, you don't understand it. Prince Johnson not supposed to be the one to announce work, especially if the person that Prince Johnson pick is going to be the one. Somebody else could just blow alarm somewhere. Could have done that. Just go and say whatever they want to say. But for Prince Johnson to be the one to announce, Prince Johnson is doing it because he feels that Buckeye is not stable when it comes to decision making. So Buckeye could change his mind. So when he is preemptive and do whatever he did, that will put Buckeye, that will put like a checkpoint in from Buckeye. You know what? Even if I want to change my mind now, Prince Johnson already made an announcement, knowing who Prince Johnson is, knowing the geopolitical locations of Nimba County, knowing the leverage and power that Prince Johnson has over Nimba. Buckeye don't want to hurt him. And we don't even know how far they went with the agreement. Before Prince Johnson can have the audacity to come and publicly announce who Buckeye going to pick, speaks volume. Speaks volume of the fact that it's a done deal. But how many done deal do we know? Buckeye had a done deal with Costa. We made it very clear here. Buckeye met with Costa representative and with the people then that promised to give them money. While Costa on the phone, they agreed that Costa going to be the vice president. Buckeye agreed with Costa in Ghana. When he came back, after when we announced this information, the backlash from the public, especially from United Party people, who always pretend that they love Costa, who always pretend that Costa is the man, Costa is this, Costa is that, who were defending Costa when Costa was insulting and disrespecting JNB, when Costa was telling the world that how much they are working with the government to prosecute Lieutenant Commission, when they were pressing him. When JNB went and even gunned Costa in the midst of that nonsense. Those that were pressing Costa, not knowing they were just using Costa, like one of them told me, Sekou, oh, you saying that, you know, Costa is taking JNB from here and there, Costa is doing this, Costa is doing that. Do you know that we just using Costa to get to where we want to get? And the see man say JNB was this, JNB was that. If the see man is there saying otherwise about JNB, what do you think we should do? We'll use the man. And that's exactly what they did. But when it's coming from some of us, especially when I have had my disagreement with Costa, people think I was just doing it because maybe they think I don't like Costa. But now here we are. They told me they were using Costa, and I told them maybe Costa is using you guys. But no, they were right. They actually used Costa, and they used and destroyed Yomli Kanga Lawrence. But like I've always said, even some people, when Mo Ali and Ami Modal were removed in the manner in which they did, some people from the Unity Party told me they will remain Unity Party forever. but they said they will never vote or support Joseph Boakai for president because they feel betrayal. I'm talking about people in a higher position within the Unity Party. But again, we just hit the 2 hours mark. 2 hours and 23 seconds. Moving on. Today is not our normal day for show, but we felt it was important that issues of this magnitude should be discussed. We should enlighten the minds of our people. We should talk to our people, clarify things to them. President Johnson, if he's right, will be the vice president, de facto vice president, if Boakai wins. But again, that's Liberia. We don't know what Liberian people will do come October 10. Maybe this peak, if it stands as is right now, could cost Boakai the presidency. If the Liberian people think of Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kun being vice president, the Liberian people can think through that. If they can think through what will be the reaction from the international community, if America did not appreciate or approve or maybe somehow encourage Liberia to have Prince Johnson as chairperson for Armed Services Committee in the Senate, why will America accept or somehow support Prince Johnson being a de facto prime minister of Liberia or even potential president? If America said, if anybody do business with these people under the sanction, Magnitsky sanction, yourself will not do business with you. Can the United States do business with Joseph Boakai if Prince Johnson is de facto vice president, decision maker? Evidenced by Prince Johnson being the one to make an announcement for Joseph Boakai at this time, at this crucial moment of our history. I still don't believe that Boakai will do this on Friday. But again, that's just Boakai. I still don't believe that Boakai will actually betray Costa and Yombly. Still don't believe it. I still think Boakai will choose one of those people. But again, Prince Johnson said it. And he was very, 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 very confident when he said it. But if it happens, it will say a lot more about Boakai's leadership styles, Boakai's judgment, and what to expect of him should he be president, should he becomes president. Because this is big. This is the first test of Boakai's leadership when it comes to the presidency. The reason why a lot of attention being drawn to this particular issue of VP is because people believe that Boakai is not up to the task because of age factor, because of health factor. People believe that whoever becomes the vice president for Boakai is automatically president. That's why people are so concerned. It's not about anything else. It's not about people that people really actually believe that Boakai will be president. But people just believe that Liberia being Liberia, Many people believe that anybody can be president. The election is open. And if Boakai becomes the president, whoever Boakai is going to choose to be his vice president automatically will be president. Right now, Boakai, you can make decisions on your own. That's what created all this confusion, because everybody surrounding him want him to pick certain person. He never said no to anybody. When I put one Costa, he say yes, I'll take Costa. When I put one Sonny Yombly, he say yes, I'll take Yombly. Jeremiah Kun, I will take Jeremiah Kun. And that's where the country will be if Boakai becomes president. That has been a fear of many people. His decision-making process, his leadership style, his being laid-back person. All the controversy can go on back and forth. Boakai will never say, you know what, let me come to the public. Let me come on air to clear the air with the Liberian people, to tell the Liberian people exactly what I'm about to do, exactly what is interest of Liberia, to come and just clarify and do things for Liberia. We say Jowia color speak from the Liberian people. What's the difference between Jowia and Joseph Boakai? Saying he had that interview with Costa and Stanton. Whoever heard Joseph Boakai saying something on every major issue going on in Liberia? So when he becomes president, he's going to be more than George Weah. They're not going to allow you to speak to anybody. He will not speak to issue. Otherwise, when something controversial or something big happening in the country, like we have seen other politicians, other political leaders coming to speak to it, Boakai will come and speak. But instead, he will not speak. He will just lay back. He will let it pass. Some of his surrogates, some of his people will just come and say one or two things and just go. So for me, if you are Boakai supporter, I'm not telling you don't support Boakai. If you're going to vote for Boakai, that's up to you. But our job is to present the facts, is to present the issue to you as we see fit. And it's up to you to make a decision. But what I'm saying right now, Boakai is yet to show leadership. And that includes his decision to pick who he wants to pick as vice president. But if it's going to be Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson, as Prince Johnson announced, then Liberian, we should brace ourselves for more confusion, more problem for our country. You have a good day. We got to leave it there for today. And I wish you all well. Tomorrow we'll be here. And we'll be here on Saturday after Boakai officially announces his running mate. We know for now is Jeremiah Kun, Prince Johnson. We will see what happens on Friday. You have a good night. We love you. You have a good